But, we've heard one of the deals that we heard talked about was Jonathan Isaac and some second-round picks. That came from Brett Siegel as well for Coby White. I hated that deal. And apparently AK and the Bulls front office also hated that deal because per now Brett Siegel, he says this. The Bulls are holding out for an unprotected first-round pick if they do move on from White. They hope to start a bidding war per league executives to maximize their return. The chances of them landing a lottery pick are just about non-existent, however, regardless of how many rival teams they pit against each other. Considering that only contenders will be in the market for a rental like White, it may not be impossible for Karnisovas to extract a late first-rounder and some other assets, but it's already clear the game-changing pick the Bulls need isn't coming. So there's a couple of things to take away from that. One, the Bulls want an unprotected first-round pick. No duh, no shit. That should be it. When we talked about the Jonathan Isaac, the multiple second-round picks, and some of the other stuff going on, yeah, there was no doubt. That's why I didn't like those deals. If you're going to move Coby White, say what you will about Coby, you need an unprotected first-round pick. That's period. Especially if it's a contending team that already is going to be outside the lottery and they're trying to strengthen their chances to make to win a championship. Yeah, look at that part of it, right? So, that's a thing that comes down into all of this as well, is that, the Bulls aren't just giving away Coby White. And some of the deals that I've seen rumored and stuff like that have been nothing less than pure asinine. And so I get it that some Bulls fans are down on Coby. It is what it is. We're not even here to have that conversation anymore. But it seems like the Bulls hold their value at, we need an unprotected first-round pick because they realize you're probably not going to get a amazing player with that. Now, I will say this. When you look at this draft, there are some very talented big men that are going to go very late in this draft. And if that's the case, if the Bulls can pick up an additional first-round pick to get that big, I'm not mad at that. And I know people are going to say, oh, my God, we need a top 5 pick for XYZ. Go and look at some of the best bigs in the NBA, the most consistent bigs, and you see those guys aren't always taken with lottery picks. Some of the more heralded big men in the draft that do go high up, they end up suffering from injury concerns or they end up having disappointing seasons. Some of the big men that go sub 15 are some of the best big men in the league, right? So that's something. I wouldn't necessarily be mad at that because I do think it increases the Bulls' chance. More bites at the apple. This is a deep draft. There are going to be players that are taken 16th through 20 that end up being maybe even day one starters, right? So I'm not mad at that. I still think that it comes down to this, though. We know that AK is looking for value. And while the value that many people want for Coby White, including myself, may not be there on the at the trade deadline, you also have to factor in he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season.